Imagine seeing everything that is happening in the United States of America right now and choosing Elon Musk as someone that you would like to protect. MAGA has put up a truck barrier in front of a Tesla dealership defending Elon Musk's cars. Imagine defending a billionaire who steals your tax money and dismantles your freedoms. Play this video. So here they are, the trucks, of course, with all the flags. You know, it's the American Taliban. And these guys know that this guy did a back-to-back Sig Heil. And they are choosing in their spare time to defend a billionaire who American taxpayers funded, a billionaire whose cars kill people, a billionaire who sought to stop all investigations into all of the mismanagement and corruption that he has in his company. This dissonance that Americans feel on the right to go protect billionaires is unbelievable. It is unbelievable that these people will not fight for themselves, for their own freedoms, for their own country. This is a cult of the highest order. And I want to just go over to this really quickly. Trump and his cabinet used propaganda, and the propaganda has infected a large portion of the American electorate, not the majority, but a large portion. And one of the drums that he beats with his propaganda is that Ukraine started the Ukraine-Russia war. This is a lie. This is a bold-faced lie. This is Russian propaganda that is then executed by the sitting President of the United States of America. Listen to what he said yesterday in the Oval.
Zelensky stir about his offer to purchase more Patriot missiles.
Oh, I don't know. He's always looking to purchase missiles. You know, he's against. Listen, when you start a war, you got to know that you can win the war, right? You don't start a war against somebody that's 20 times your size, and then hope that people give you some missiles.
Okay, either he's confused, which would mean the 25th Amendment, or he's intentionally lying for Vladimir Putin, which would mean we need articles of impeachment. Either way, what he's saying is false. And Americans that are out there protecting Elon Musk's car dealership, let me explain this to you like you're 5. Russia's economy sucks. They cook the books. It's in a recession. They have sky-high inflation, and it's not a safe haven for investors. Nobody invests in Russia because they have a corrupt, unstable government. This is what Trump is setting up here. And Americans love their economy, and Americans love their money. Yet they are actively participating in instituting and installing an oligarchy where people like Musk and Trump and Bezos and others control all of the power. But what will happen to these oligarchs if you look to Russia is they start disappearing. And that's where this whole thing is heading, because they're starting with disappearing brown people, and then it will escalate. Now Trump is talking about disappearing homegrowns, which means U.S. citizens, which means deporting them illegally to a concentration camp in El Salvador. And I want to remind everybody that Auschwitz was not in Germany. It was in Poland. We are at a 911. House is on fire. You have people with flags in their trucks with truck nuts on it, protecting Elon Musk and not their own rights. This is insane. But Trump has always loved dictators. And this Bukele of El Salvador, this man is dictator of the poorest country in South America, but he is a sociopathic style dictator that doesn't value human rights and civil rights. Therefore, Trump, of course, loves him. And you might remember in Trump 1.0, Trump talked about how he and Kim Jong-un were in love. They wrote each other love letters. Look at this on Twitter. Bukele, the dictator from El Salvador, says to Donald Trump, "I miss you already, President T." And I just want to know, what is it with these dictators and this effusive, superficial praise to each other back and forth? It's just so incredibly bizarre to me. But Rolling Stone tackles this head on, and this is the type of journalism that we need. This is the type of journalism we need to defend. This is the type of journalism we should not cede ever. Put up this headline. Trump and Bukele bond over human rights abuses in Oval Office meeting. This is exactly what happened. They sat there and bonded while all of the sycophants sitting in the Oval laughed and thought it was really funny, a real knee slapper, when Trump escalated the talk on a hot mic moment. And he said, I need for you to build 5 more prisons for the homegrowns. And let me explain to all the people at the Tesla dealership defending it. It's all fun and games, but as soon as you start ceding other people's rights, you leave your rights vulnerable to these people. And it might be fun for you when you think about brown people getting deported. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for those of us that appreciate and respect human rights and civil rights. But eventually they will start coming for you. This is the way it works. And viewer, please support our show and the work that we do here by supporting our sponsors. And I have to tell you guys, Pumps and I like to get dressed nicely for this video podcast. And we are able to do that because of our partnership with Quince. I personally love their lightweight European linen styles. They start at just $30. They have washable silk tops and comfy lounge sets. And the best part is all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts the cost out of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And this is another reason why we love partnering with Quince. They only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. And I just absolutely love that. For your next trip, treat yourself to luxe upgrades you deserve from Quince. Go to quince.com/IHIPnews for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/IHIPnews to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/IHIPnews. And all of this is, in my opinion, this is one of the best tweets of yesterday, and I want to read this to you guys. On the one hand, we shredded our alliance with all of Europe, our strong trading relationships, our role as leader of developed nations. But on the other, we built strong ties with El Salvador, one of the poorest Latin American countries, so its dictator could imprison our people. And I think this sums up MAGA foreign policy perfectly. They want to dismantle democracy, human rights, and civil rights globally. Trump is attracted to dictators. Dictators are attracted to him. This is not a stabilizing situation for if you're a fiscal conservative and you vote for the economy. This is not a stable economy for you. If you care about human beings more than you do the economy, then you care that they are deporting people without due process into concentration camps off of U.S. soil. And this is an administration that is a full-blown authoritarian dictatorship with a man who pals around with a untreated drug addict billionaire for sport. And they talk about taking away rights of people, that empathy is the enemy of democracy. This is crazy town propaganda. And for those of you that wonder, what should I do about my MAGA friends and family? Now is the time to talk to them, or we will not have a country that we know as the United States of America. We are an international joke right now. And it's not that people are like MAGA would project, that people are like, ooh, yeah, USA is failing. This is great sadness. This is a great sadness for the world to see America fall to a man that is a convicted felon, and he is dismantling the American economy. And this is what's so screwed up. So many people that live outside of the South, where we live, outside of the bubble belt, were able to excuse Trump's immorality and his criminal record because they thought, a lot of these Wall Street bros thought, oh, great, we're going to make a lot of money. And they took their eye off the ball, because what comes with that are the crazy Christian nationalists, and they want to dismantle and tear the entire thing down. These two things don't live together. A sound, stable economy and a dictatorship. These two things do not peacefully coexist. But so many people are so indoctrinated to worship money and to worship capitalism that they thought, Trump 1.0, the economy did pretty well. He's going to deregulate. That's going to be great for my 401k. That's going to be great for my hedge fund. That's going to be great for my stock portfolio. I'm not going to have to pay that many taxes. Well, what you've done is you've just dismantled a stable economy. When you vote for a convicted felon, that puts us in the category with this Bukele from El Salvador. That puts us in the category with Vladimir Putin. That puts us as bedfellows with Kim Jong-un. This is an unmitigated disaster, and Congress and the Senate have abdicated their power to the executive branch, to this man, and all of the sociopaths in the Oval that sit there and laugh when we're talking about sending people to concentration camps, to torture camps. This is abhorrent, and the world needs to know that there are tens of millions of Americans that oppose this. I believe with everything in me that we are the majority, and AOC is sharpening her tongue. And let's listen to what she says at a rally in Idaho.
Donald Trump is a criminal who was found guilty of 34 felony counts of fraud, liable for sexual abuse. Of course he's lying and abusing and manipulating the stock market too. When he talks about rapists and criminals, he should look in the mirror.
Okay, now there is a huge movement on the right to discredit AOC because she is a woman, because she speaks the truth, and because she has melanin in her skin. And they like to demean her because while she was going to school, she was a bartender. And then they try to call the left elitist. She speaks the truth. When you elect a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, you dismantle your own economy. You discredit your government. Nobody is going to want to visit the United States of America, so the tourism industry is tanking. Nobody wants to do business with a convicted felon and a corrupt government. It's really, really simple. Those of you that made a mistake and got short-sighted and thought, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do Trump again. It's okay to say we screwed up. And it is of principle and of the strongest value right now to stand up for everybody in this country and stand up for what is right against these egregious abuses. So you can either be the guy in your pickup truck with your Trump flags that are made in China defending a South African-born man who came over here on shaky visa grounds and then gets all of these subsidies and bailouts from your money and becomes one of the richest men in the world. You can either defend him or you can defend the working class man from Maryland who was taken away from his family for bogus reasons and sent to a concentration camp. And for me, I believe that none of us are free until all of us are free, and we all need to stand for the most marginalized among us, and we need to fight for our country. All right, that's all we have for today. We'll see you later on. We're trying to get to 1 million subs. Please subscribe.